They meet the lady of the river and they're like, I can't believe we did this. Oh my god, we are so effed. This is it. Then they meet Decay and they're like, they meet Growth and they're like, we are never, ever going to speak about that again. Do you understand me? Okay. Welcome back to Plots and Reviews. My name is Brie, and today we will be reviewing the Beholden, which is the true origin story of the Darkling from Shadow and Bone. It's not that Shadow and Bone story. This is the true origin story of the Darkling. Stay tuned. You're gonna see why. Let's get started. Before we actually go there though, I did want to share this beautifully also illustrated book called Climb On by Baptise Paul, I believe. It's by Baptise Paul. And it's a story about a child and her father, and they go out on this adventure. It's 32 pages long, so it's not very long, but it is beautifully illustrated. As you can see here in the corner, I enjoyed the read. It's really nice, and I do recommend the read. Okay, so let's get back to Beholden. The Beholden and the actual origin story of the Darkling. What is this about? Okay, so we are in a tropical paradise kind of land. It's almost like you're in Guyana and you live upriver, and so you have to like sail up and down the river to go places. You have other connecting rivers. You have these great houses that persons would visit along the river. It all makes sense because in a lot of these communities, when you're like visiting, you would like stop in and go down. So it's like that, and I thought it was fantastic. Like, I got the complete tropical vibe. So we're on the tropical paradise / fantasy, living our best lives. And there are these two sisters who are Celestia and Izara. Celestia is apparently beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. She was made to be a lady. She wasn't made to be anything else, unfortunately. But she was made to be a lady, so she's soft and delicate and lovely, etc. Izara is plain, and she actually has a lot of magic. She has what is known as iron treasure. When you read the book, you'll see it. Anyway, so she has this magical ability that is very strong. So she ends up going to the academy. Now, this academy, of course, it's for persons who are magically inclined, and they're there to train, and they're not supposed to leave. So like once you enter, unless you're finished your whole academy life, you're not supposed to leave, which becomes something of a trouble 5 years later. So what happens? These two sisters, before each of them start out on their lives, they're like, you know what? Our great house is falling into disrepair. Yes, we're ladies. We're titled ladies. Oh my god, that goat, people. That goat. Yes, we're titled ladies. But our house is falling into disrepair and we need to make some money. So what shall we do? I know. Let's go and ask the river goddess, Lady of the Seraphine, also known as Taja to her friends, for a favor. Because, you know, we're titled ladies, so there's going to be no repercussions. We've been taught our whole lives that there are no repercussions for titled people when they Ariana's for favors. So we're going to ask this Ariana for a favor. She's going to be like, sure, we know her name, we're besties, yay. Except no. So they go to the Ariana, Taja, right, Lady of the Seraphine, which is like the river they live on. And they're like, yo, Taja, you know, so we have a house and like we're titled, but we need some more money and we need someone to take care of it. So this is what we want, right? We want you to give Celestia a husband. So she's like, okay, so you want a husband that will love you, that has money? She's like, no, I just want anyone, as long and right there Celestia starts showing her lack of negotiation abilities. So she's very vague about what she wants. And Taja in turn is like, oh yeah, sure, I can get you that, but here's what I need you guys to do. So you, your sister, and that random man, Eco, ex-pirate, who decided to come along with you, all three of y'all, all three of you now owe me a favor. So when I call, all three of you need to come. Okay? Okay. So they're like, yeah, okay then. I guess they lied about us not needing to do you a favor, but you know, we really need it, so we'll do you the favor. 5 years later, Celestia is married with a husband that loves taking care of the land. He was not titled, but since she is titled, he got her title. So he's happy living his best life. He's an ex-adventurer, and she's pregnant. You know, she just found out that she's pregnant, and her sister Izara is at the academy. She's been there for the last 5 years. She's a noteworthy student. I mean, like, she's doing things that no one really expected her to do, and she begins to get a taste of another god called Decay, and she's like, I don't really like the taste of Decay. And everybody's like, oh, you're so talented. Well, not everybody, her professors. And Eco is there living his best life with another Ariana called Zima, and she is Lady of the Snow, right? So they're all happy, they're all doing super well, and then Taja is like, hello, remember me? So she pops up randomly, she calls them, and she's like, I need you guys to do me a little favor. Okay, so remember the god Decay, right? That like nobody likes? Yeah. Okay, so what I need you to do for me, I need you to find him, bring him to me, because he is trying to kill himself and the world is going crazy. So like, pretty simple, you know, he's hidden from all of us, but I know that you three can find him and bring him to me. Thank you. All hell begins to break loose because Celestia's husband has been called by the emperor to go and find this guy that has been the enemy of their kingdom for the last 500 years, who they thought had died, but he hadn't died. So they're trying to look for him so that they can kill him, because their kingdom is being threatened by another kingdom, and they need to ensure that they keep their allies, right? And one of their allies was this huge enemy of the guy who died, allegedly. Celestia then will also have to go out on her own, right, to attend to the wish of this goddess, because if you don't fulfill the wishes of the goddesses when you are beholden by them, then you die. And worse, like, I can never understand the worse than dying, but you die or worse, apparently, allegedly. Eco is there living with the goddess that I mentioned, and he's living his best life, super happy. She drags him away. He tries to get his new goddess girlfriend to stop Taja, but Tasha's like, and he still gets dragged away, so he also has to join. Zara is like legit transported out of the academy and down a river, which means that she can never return to the academy again. So she is completely heartbroken. Again, Tasha doesn't care. You think Tasha cares? Tasha doesn't care. Tasha's like, you wanted a favor. This is what you have to do. And I am in complete agreement with Tasha. You see? That is why you don't go around asking for things randomly without being highly specific about what you're willing to do and, you know, what you want. Not that I believe she would allow them free reign in like asking for stuff, but you never know, you know, like, be hopeful. Set off to find this god, right? So this god is hiding somewhere. Nobody knows where this god is. And this god is the god of decay and death, right? So of course everyone's afraid of this god. Nobody really wants to like find this god, except for the other Ariana, because they're like, he's our brother, you know, we need him. He is refusing to exist, and so things are just being corrupted, right? I'm not gonna give you too much just in case you decide to read the book, but I am giving a lot. Okay, so things are being corrupted. We need him. Please find him and bring him back. We really do need him. And they're like, yeah, we don't want to do this. She's like, I don't care, go down the little river, here is a boat, good luck. Naturally, this is not smooth going, and they actually meet up with a lot of things. So they end up finding out that the Kajanis, they were this race of people created by the god of decay. What's his name? Kajal? Him. So he created these people because he supposedly was jealous of his twin, Growth. So Growth and Decay, they actually made the world. So he was jealous of his twin, Growth, and he created these Kajani people. They end up fighting them, so they ended up meeting them and realizing that yes, they're real, because they were like, they're just myth and they don't exist. Yeah, they do exist. So the Kajani are actual exist. They're huge, right? They're like these violent psychotic people. So they meet up with them, then they have to go to various places because they're trying to find this god. And they even end up going to one of the great houses that they never knew on one of the rivers that they didn't know. And they make it to this city that's hidden, that's very modern. So it's this whole adventure that is packed into 544 pages. I was amazed because I felt like I traveled the realm so well. Like the different parts that we traveled to, and the time was perfect. Like the timing was actually traceable. It wasn't just like, oh, now they're here. But then it also didn't take them like, oh, so they traveled down the river for 5 miles and they saw a parrot. No, it was very well done. The way the time was kept, the way you got a sense of what they were doing, how they were achieving it, the desperation you felt with them, not being able to go back to do the things that they wanted to do, but still being obliged to do what this goddess is saying. And along the way, there are a lot of revelations that they have, and there's a lot of details about what happened that they learn about. That you're like, okay, that's it. Thank you so much for checking in. I really enjoyed reading The Beholden. I would totally be here for a book 2, but I think it's a standalone. This could be a series for me. I really enjoyed it. It was beautifully told. I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 out of pettiness because the descriptions of brown skin color were just that, brown skin. I mean, I have this whole resource that's up now where you can describe brown skin in creative ways that don't involve food. So you can be like, pale gold skin, or the dark cedar skin, or her skin had hints of tussock. There's so much that you can say, and I outlined them. Check it out, authors. So that's why I didn't get a 5 out of 5. But it is beautifully written. Cassandra Rose Clarke does a great job. Loved it. Loved the tropical feel. It took me back home. Wonderful. Please do read. Have a great day. Thank you for checking in. Bye-bye. But the story of the Darkling. So, a mage gains power. He goes insane, right? Berserk. He creates this army and he attacks these humans, but he loses. 500 years later, he's still alive. Why is this a better origin story of the Darkling than the other one? When you read the book, you'll know. Okay, bye-bye.